Jéssica Andrade versus Katlyn Chookagian is a women's flyweight bout. Jéssica Andrade has achieved a record of 20 wins, 8 losses. Katlyn Chookagian has achieved a record of 14 wins, 3 losses. Alright, so Jéssica Andrade is currently 29 years old, Katlyn Chookagian 31 and almost 32 years old, so I don't really think age is going to play that big of a factor in this fight. Now, Jéssica Andrade is coming up from strawweight to fight Katlyn Chookagian at flyweight, so she is going to be the slightly smaller fighter in this fight, but another factor in this fight is definitely going to be the height and reach. Jéssica Andrade, 5'1" with a 62-inch reach. Katlyn Chookagian, 5'9" tall, 8-inch height advantage there, and has a 66-inch reach, which is 4 inches longer than Jéssica Andrade. So Katlyn Chookagian definitely has the advantages in both of those regions. Now the betting odds on this fight are quite close. Jéssica Andrade sitting at -135 as the slight favorite in this one. Katlyn Chookagian, the plus 115, near even underdog, so it's a very close fight, I have to say. Now, when you look at the Tapology predictions, out of 775 different votes, 26% of the votes are going for Chookagian, mainly to win by decision. 74% of the votes are going for Andrade, mainly by decision. But some are saying she's actually going to win this fight by KO, which is, I mean, it's understandable. She's very powerful. But now let's get into the video. Alright, so Jéssica Andrade won her first 2 fights, lost her next one, came back with 5 straight wins, one of those coming by first round guillotine choke, lost the one after that to Jennifer Maia, came back with a win, then a second round guillotine choke, all of that getting her a shot inside the UFC against a very, very good fighter in Liz Carmouche, but she ended up losing that fight by second round KO, came back with 2 decision wins over Rosie Sexton and Raquel Pennington, followed by a first round guillotine choke win over Larissa Pacheco. Lost her next fight to Marion Reneau by first round arm triangle choke in a fight she was winning. Came back with a unanimous decision win over Sarah Moras. Lost her next one in a rematch to Raquel Pennington by second round rear naked choke submission. Then had a grappling bout which she won by first round guillotine choke. And then had 3 straight wins over Jessica Payne, Joanne Calderwood, and Angela Hill by second round KO, first round guillotine choke, and unanimous decision. All of that getting her a shot against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. But she ended up losing that fight by unanimous decision. Came back with a unanimous decision win of her own against Claudia Gadelha and Tisha Torres, followed by a first round KO over Carolina Kowalik-Hewicks. All of that getting her a title shot against Rose Namajunas. She ended up winning that fight by second round TKO, I have to say. She literally lifted Rose Namajunas off the floor and just slammed her onto the floor, knocking her out cold in the second round, and she got that strawweight belt. But it didn't take long for her to lose that belt, as in 2019 in August, the end of August, she ended up fighting Weili Zhang and ended up losing that fight by first round KO from knees and punches. And then she ended up fighting Rose Namajunas in a fight where whoever won that fight would likely get a nice shot against Weili Zhang for the belt. But it was a very close fight, I have to say, against Rose Namajunas in the rematch. But sadly, Jéssica Andrade did come short in that one, as she ended up losing that fight by split decision, getting her this shot against Katlyn Chookagian at flyweight. Alright, so Katlyn Chookagian has a very good record of 14-3, as I said previously. Now, she had an amazing start to her pro MMA career, as she started in CFFC with a unanimous decision win, a third round KO, another unanimous decision, a first round armbar, and then a unanimous decision win over Sijara Eubanks, another unanimous decision win, a first round KO by knees, all of that getting her a shot inside the UFC, where she ended up beating Lauren Murphy by unanimous decision, but in her next fight, just like Jéssica Andrade, ended up losing to Liz Carmouche, that time by split decision. Came back with a very close split decision win over Irene Aldana, and then 2 unanimous decision wins in a row over Mara Barella and Alexis Davis. But in her next fight against a very good fighter in Jessica Ai, who was once the #1 contender, she ended up losing that fight by split decision. Came back with a unanimous decision win over Joanne Calderwood in a rematch, and then a unanimous decision win over Jennifer Maia as well. All of that getting her a title shot against Valentina Shevchenko. But in the beginning of the third round, she ended up losing by TKO in the third round, and came back with a unanimous decision win over Valentina's sister by unanimous decision. Alright, so this fight is very, very close on paper. Now, if you think of Jéssica Andrade's power, that is going to play a huge factor in this fight. She is a lot smaller, I have to say, obviously. 5'1" tall, not the tallest flyweight out there. She has a pretty okay wrestling, I have to say. I'm sorry, not pretty okay. She has very good wrestling. That's going to play a factor in this fight as well. Along with the power and the wrestling, I think this fight's going to go all the way. I think Jéssica Andrade can definitely clip Katlyn Chookagian in this fight, but I don't see her actually taking her out in this one. I think the fight's going to go all the way. And I'm sorry, but Jéssica Andrade just seems like a much better fighter than Katlyn Chookagian. She did not look very good in that fight against Valentina Shevchenko. So obviously, I think Jéssica Andrade is going to win this fight by unanimous decision. Alright. If you agree, disagree, or have something to say, make sure you put in the comment section below, and I'll respect to every single one of those comments. Make sure to like, subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss the absolute best MMA content out there. It's been fun, but I'm out of here.